Giving gifts, man. Giving gifts. Giving gifts. 5
Love languages.
love languages.
Hi YouTube. Hi Facebook.
Hey guys.
Hey Kayan.
What's going
Good
on?
to see you, my lovely.
What's going on,
So we were
peeps?
just pinning the comment and we're getting ready for today.
That's actually wrong. How do I delete what I've written?
Why is it wrong?
It's 5 love languages.
Oh.
You know, gotta get it right.
So we are just preparing our session for today. We're going to be talking about love languages and we're going to focus on gifts and what
My
that looks like and
My
everything else connected with that.
My gosh.
So for those of you who are watching us on Instagram, for those of you who are watching us on Facebook, for those of you who are watching us on YouTube, it's lovely to come to you guys today on this beautiful Tuesday, snowy Tuesday. Snowy
guys.
Tuesday. Hey, night.
Wow.
It is lovely to just come to you guys and let's start talking about it. Let's actually go in. We're going to be talking about love languages, and we started the conversation last week, and it was definitely a hot topic. I would say that much. It was a hot topic, and it did hit home. I think it even had us kind of like, note to self.
Indeed.
Need to address some things. Need to change some things. Need to fix up in some areas. But it's good. I think in all of the things that we discuss, it's there to challenge not just others, but also ourselves, because love and relationships are one of those things. It shouldn't grow stagnant. And when it does, then it has room to do other things. And you kind of want to keep it in tip-top shape. Thanks. You like our jumpers.
Oh, thanks, guys. Thank you. Thank you.
I mean, like anything, waters get stagnant, and you know what happens to them. It just breeds like infestation and bad things. Basically, it's not healthy for you. It has to keep moving. It's the same like our bodies. If we don't work out, if we don't do exercise, we get unhealthy. We get stagnant. We put on weight. We do other things, you know. And it's just like love. It's just like relationships. When we don't flex our muscles and we don't work at it and actively do things to pursue love and support a healthy working relationship, we're gonna get ourselves into some other positions. Hey Kayon, I'm so sorry that you finished all your G-Mix already.
Shit, are you serious? No
The 2 boxes.
way. No way. That's impossible. How long was that? You must have just been getting drunk off the stuff, man.
Well, I'm glad that it's a sign of a good thing, you know. So just let us know when you want to place another order.
It's good.
It's so funny, but glad that you like it.
Yeah.
So we've done all our technicals.
Yep,
We've checked.
all good.
We are all live. Deadly serious. Too funny. So let's go.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our Facebook Live. For those of you that don't know, my name is Ulrich.
And I'm Siobhan.
And this is Two Love Collective.
Yes.
So basically, at Two Love Collective, our whole ethos is about inspiring you viewers to believe in love again. So it doesn't matter where you are in your relationship, whether it's with your spouse, your brother, your sister, your mum, your dad. It doesn't matter what type of relationship, but our focus is about inspiring you to believe in love again. Do you know what I mean? Whether you're in the negative and you just need, and you're feeling discouraged and you're just thinking this love relationship is just not going anywhere. Believe in love again. And whether you're even in a relationship where everything is good, but there's somewhere further that you can go with that love communication.
I love that.
Believe in love
again.
And
And I think just touching on what you said, you know, for some people, they've been married for a long time. They've
Yeah.
been in a relationship with each other.
Yeah.
So they kind of get a bit comfortable, you know, like,
That's true.
especially with lockdown. It's the worst.
Guilty.
It's like lockdown is because you're not going out, you can't
Yep.
go out to dinner and so on and so on. You can get comfortable
That's
in
true.
house clothes, you can
So
get
true.
comfortable in pajamas and not doing like lingerie and things like that. You could just get into a little like, or what's the point kind of thing. Like,
Yep.
you see my nappy hair, or you see me in my headscarf, you see me in this, that, and the other, and you can kind of get complacent.
Yes.
And then it kind of breeds other things. Hey,
Mm-hmm.
how's it going? You're right. And when it does, you can get yourself into, they know I love them. And that's such a dangerous ground. Because the minute you get into you know that I love you, you stop saying it as much. You stop feeling like you have to show that person that thing. And although the person knows, and they have no reason to question it.
Yeah, that's right.
But the power that it brings when they hear it, when it's reinforced, it's like, if you don't take care of something and you don't oil it, okay, so let's take our skin, for example. If our skin is there and you're like, yeah, it's my skin. But if you don't look after it, if you don't cream it and you don't like do certain things to it, wash it, you know, those kind of things.
It just starts to peel and
exactly
scale up the place.
It shows neglect. And relationships and people are exactly the same. They
True.
feel neglect and it shows. And the bad thing is, unfortunately, in marriage sometimes those basics can get pushed to the side to deal with like non-negotiables. Bills, they need to be paid. Dinner needs to be cooked. The house needs to be cleaned. The work needs to be done.
Yeah.
Those things are non-negotiables. They need to be done. So then the fluffy duffy, the effort, the romance, it can fall down.
Yeah. It's so true, guys. And this is the reason why we've decided to start with giving gifts, because I don't want to say that it's the most important one, because we're going to tackle it from a couple of perspectives. But I think we've started with giving gifts because that's what the essence of what love is. Love is about giving. It's about the other person.
Yes.
Do you get what I'm saying? And that's what we're all about at To Love. It's about learning what this incredibly bold, probably one of the most used, I don't know if it'll be the most used, don't quote me on that, words in the world. Do you know what I mean? The most powerful word.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And that's love. You know, and it has to be given.
Yes.
It has to be given.
You have to
you
give
know,
love.
and our belief is that, you know, God so loved the world. One of the most recited scriptures in history. For John 3:16, God so loved the world that he gave himself.
That's right.
So the whole reason why we're here, the whole reason why we're even alive is because of an act of love. It's an act of giving. So we just want to kind of step into this gift giving love languages. Last week we spoke quite heavily about just love languages in general.
Yeah.
You know, like what is your actual love language? How do you find out what your love language is? And it was really interesting.
It was.
So,
but I think just going back to what you said about love and giving, because I think when people think about gifts, they think about physical gifts.
Come on.
And not necessarily honing in on the fact that love isn't a tangible thing, but it is something that is tangibly felt. Like the absence of love is felt and the giving of love is felt, but it's how we communicate. Givers never lack. No, I totally hear you. When you are giving in love, you are getting poured into. However, we are also human beings and we have love tanks. And so where you pour your love tank out from, you do need a top up. But at the same time, your giving shouldn't now depend on when you get your top up. You know, like, so a lot of Caribbean people, they have this thing called a partner. And one person gives, and this week you give, and this week another person gives, and then that week that person gets to take the money, all of the money that everyone's given, they get to take it and spend. And then the following week, it's somebody else's hand, and they get to take the money. Long and short of it is, even though it's not your week, you still need to give.
Ooh.
And the point of that is, when it's coming to love and giving that love, it can't
It's
now
good.
be dependent on, well, it's my week to give.
Exactly.
Or it's my week to receive.
It's true.
You need to be giving it regardless. As in, I know this person's going to appreciate this thing. So this giving of my love is now not because I want to receive a certain thing from them and I want to receive it in a certain way. I need to just give it. So, prime example, I cooked some really, really delicious spare ribs the other day. And my little boy was like, Mummy, I don't want the rice, I'm too full up. But then was trying to go back in the pot for another spare rib. So I was like, that doesn't really work. It doesn't, you can't.
Boy, you better go eat your rice.
So, long and short of it, we had to go back and deal with this whole, you have to finish your rice for you to be able to have a spare rib. But he kind of felt like, if I finish my rice, will I still get the spare rib? And this is the point. You're still going to get what has been here for you. This is here for you. It's not now withheld because you haven't now done something correctly. In a relationship and in a marriage, you can't now withhold a gift of love to someone, like your partner and your husband and your spouse, because they haven't done something else. Like, okay, so they didn't take out the bin, so now the love gift that they should have been receiving is now withheld. That's a manipulation.
Yeah, it's not really love, because you don't give to receive. You know what I mean? The Bible says that it's better to give than to receive, and I think sometimes that's what sometimes begins to happen. Because there's maybe an element of resentment, or there might be some sort of issue somewhere. Do you know what I mean? Just lurking, and so then it's almost like your giving now becomes conditional.
Yes, that's the word.
It becomes conditional, because it's almost like, if I'm not going to give you this until you give me this, and then it becomes now this whole kind of almost like a battle of the givers, and it's almost like, well,
I gave this and I gave that.
Freely you've been given, freely
you receive,
freely you give. Do you understand? And it's crazy. And I think even for me personally, I don't know if my dad's watching this. Yeah, he might be. He tells me that he watches it later. So, Dad, there was a memory that I had when I was young. And it always stayed with me. And I took it like negative on one side, and then I took it positive on the other side throughout my, my childhood, adulthood, whatever you want to call it. But it really challenged how I receive stuff. Even when I became a Christian, and even asking God for stuff, it was so hard. So this is the story, right? So my dad bought me a Super Nintendo game console.
Big boy.
So you guys can try and guess my age. So he bought me this console, right? And he bought the Scope 6. I don't know if you guys who knew about Scope 6, with the gun. So he had this, he bought this brand new, and he put it behind his speaker in my mom and dad's bedroom, right? And one time I must have been playing around and I noticed that it was there. And I noticed it. I was like, oh my days, excited little boy. And I didn't say anything. Carried on, just bubbling up, because I guess the way that I saw it was that I had found something that he was going to give me. Okay? So obviously I didn't want to spoil the surprise. So I left it. I pretended like I didn't know it was there. Do you know what I mean? And so as a normal little boy, you're super excited. You're just waiting for this, for this moment to come where it's just like, Ulrich, and it's just like, it's happening now. Do you know what I mean? And it never happened. So I think if I remember correctly, one day, right, I went in and, I was just acted stupid as you do as a child when you're excited about something. And I think my mum realized that I had found, you know, this gift. So, and I think she just whispered to me and she said, you know, go and ask dad. And I don't know why, but I was just like in trepidation, because I was just like, what? Like, I didn't understand. Why did I have to ask for something which in my mind he had bought, he was hiding it, and he was going to give it to me?
Yeah.
And honestly, I can't remember what happened after that. But I know that always stuck in my head, because when I became a Christian, it was like, so God tells me that I'm blessed and that he's got all of these promises for me, right?
Yeah.
He tells me that. As I read scripture, I see, you know, the abundance, the dew of heaven, you know, houses I didn't build. Do you know what I mean? All of these blessings.
Yeah. It's good. It's good. It's good.
But then it was like he was saying, but ask me for it.
Yeah.
Even though I already know
It's there.
what you're going to ask me.
Yeah.
But he's like, ask me for it.
It's good. It's good.
And I struggled for a long time, because I was just like, well, if you've got this blessing for me, why not just give it to me? And the thing is, God will give it to you.
Yeah.
Do you understand? But sometimes knowing and hearing somebody ask you for something, there's so much power in it. And it helps us as people. Do you know what I mean? And I think even in our relationships, that's one of the things that's the hardest thing to do, to ask for love.
Can you love me like this, please?
And I don't, and even as I say that, it sounds like we shouldn't even have to be saying asking for love. But actually, the power of asking is so powerful, because it's almost a level of vulnerability for the person who's asking. Do you get what I'm saying? Because they have to lose all sense of pride or what they think about that situation, and just actually say, you know, it's like asking for help.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you have to be vulnerable.
And you have to be vulnerable. You have to admit that you don't know, or you don't have something.
You can't do it.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Because for me, I've never had a problem with asking for directions. I've heard that, you know, men have an issue. Do you know what I mean? I'm really good with navigations. Do you know what I mean? Siobhan will tell you. Before there was sat-nav, I was using, you know, maps, mate. I used to buy £15, you know, atlases or maps of the UK. Do you know what I mean? When we used to get lost when we had the Fiesta, I would just stop, pull out my map, and I'll be like, no, we're on this road.
Yes.
And then we need to get over here. So we need to go to... I don't have an issue. And if I was really lost, I'd just be like, excuse me, do you know where the, you know... And there was no issues. So guys, the power of asking.
Yeah.
It shows vulnerability. But it's such a powerful thing, and I think it's something that we have to get used to doing, even from our parents. You know what I mean? Asking for help, asking for, you know. And I think sometimes it's hard with the parents. I think that one's really hard, because especially if it's like things like touch and hugs, and you know, mum or dad, you know, you never told me that I've done good. Do you know what I mean? But these things are really they're real issues.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And for parents obviously watching, please try to, and I think that's our responsibility as parents, you know, to not necessarily need our children to always ask for things, but to almost be in a position to preempt. And then when they get to an age, you know what I mean, then they can begin to learn how to ask for stuff.
Absolutely. I think I love what you shared, and I definitely think it's powerful with regards to how we view giving and how we view receiving. And I think just tying it in with the gifts and how people show love. I think that we can. There's lots of different ways to look at it, but one of the things that I know is that you have some people where giving gifts is their first love language. They enjoy how it makes them feel being able to give to somebody else. Giving to somebody in whatever capacity makes them feel really encouraged. It makes them feel elated. It makes them feel like they went that extra mile for the person. Yeah. And so you will find that someone who loves giving gifts as their first love language, they see something and think, this person would appreciate this. And they pick it up. That it's the way they operate. They don't just think, oh, this person's birthday, let me get them something. They are actually not even thinking about this. They are not going out looking for something. They happen to find something and they pick it up and they say, I had you in mind. So my mum, this is her realm. This is my mum's realm. My mum, you'll go to her house and randomly she'll just have things stored for people, different people. And then you'll be like, but mum, when did you get, oh yeah, I was walking through the market, I saw this and I thought of you. And you think, oh, thanks. Now that's not because she's going out of her way to give it's just...
That's her nature.
It's just in. And when you're ever wondering, whenever you're wondering how do I know how I feel about gifts and how I feel about giving, does it come to you naturally without having to do anything? Does it come to you to think of somebody and think, oh, I know that you needed this, so here it is. I haven't done it for you to give me anything in return. This is just for you. It's not about making me feel better.
Yeah.
It's just, I saw this and thought of you.
Yeah.
It's that kind of place that you're at. The problem that some people get into is when they're around people who do those kind of things, they can either feel, sometimes it's a bit of pride, they can either feel, I can't match this gift.
Right. Whew. Gift matching. Dangerous.
And then you kind of get into this whole other place where you're kind of like trying to be transactional. You gave me this, so I'll try and give you this.
My God.
I never forget, years ago, I was at university and a friend gave me a gift, and this gift was so expensive. I had to go out and match this gift with something else. So I got this friend a gift that cost more than what I spent on the gift for my parents, my siblings, my boyfriend, the whole works.
Boyfriend?
The whole
She
works.
just dropped that in there,
It was
boy.
just like, yeah, but did you even have the money to... No, but at the time, I didn't understand what was going on. All I knew was this person got me this gift and I needed to get something else significant to give back to this person. And it was just like, hold up, wait. Where are you? Where are you? But yeah, you're right, Marlene. It is old school when you always have something just stored up in the house that if someone comes by, you can just give them
That's
something.
what I'm saying.
But it's a way of showing love, and it's important. You'd be surprised the amount of people that live like that.
No, it's true, definitely. But my thing is, right, this is my question to you guys watching and to ourselves.
Yeah.
So what do you do when you expect, you have an expectation or you have a need for a particular love expression which doesn't come naturally to the other person? Because we're talking about your giving gift and your receiving gift.
Yeah.
So what if your giving gift is not what the other person wants?
Yeah, so you're
Do you get
a
what I'm
giver
saying?
of gifts
Yeah.
and they actually want quality time.
Yeah, and you don't care for that.
And quality time is
That's long. It's like, what are we doing? Why are we just sitting here doing nothing? What do you guys do? What do you guys think? Come on, talk to us. Talk to us. Go
Marlene,
on.
I love your comment here. Let
What
me
about
come
when
back
God
to your comment
challenges
because
you to
I need
give
to get in on
to
this
something
one.
you don't even like. Woo!
But I need to just coming back to what you said, Ulrich. I think it's really powerful because the minute you have this person that is giving you gifts and you're kind of like, I want quality time. It's almost like, okay, can you love me the way that I want you to love me and not the way you want to love me?
Yeah.
Like, it's you adapting because, okay, prime example. If I know that Ulrich doesn't like green banana and okra, I'm going to avoid cooking that meal.
Exposing
I may love it,
Expose my business.
but it's not his favorite. But if I know he's gonna go like, yo, over a nice salmon and some vegetables and things like that, then isn't it for me to now?
Why are you saying salmon and vegetable? That just sounds so dry.
No, salmon and vegetables, that's a lovely meal. But the point is, like, if I know that that's his thing, why am I going to try and bring something that I know is not his thing? If you know giving gifts makes you feel a certain way, you're going to speak the wrong language to the person who you are showing that love to. But I do hear what you're saying. So hold on, let's read some of these comments because I like what's coming up.
You guys are popping, man. You're popping off.
Okay, so
let's start at the top.
Back up to the top. So Marlene said, what about when God challenges you to give to someone you don't even like?
That one's hard. But when it's God, you just got to do it.
You got to do it.
You just got to do it. Because there's something I've learned. I have learned the hard way. Yeah. Because you have to, because it's sometimes what I identified in myself was it was just selfish. Because God is telling me to give. Yeah. And I'm telling God I don't like. Yeah. But who am I? Yeah. Do you understand? Even if I don't like the person, I don't know their whole situation. Yeah. Do you understand? And we had to do that. Yes. We had to do that one time. Yes. Jeez.
And somebody to make sure it was beautiful. Yeah. Lovely gift.
Listen. You know what I mean? And, you know, there was even a situation where somebody who had really, like, hurt us back in the day, you know, and we had to go through that hurt and just, like, forgive and all of that kind of stuff.
And then give.
And then, you know, they were in need. And it was almost like grating teeth, but it was like, no, God has blessed us for us to even be able to bless them in this way. Do you know what I mean? And you have to. When it comes with God, I don't play around with that stuff anymore. Because I've delayed. Because delayed is disobedience. Delayed obedience is disobedience.
Yeah, and it's not okay. So it's not the reason why you give, because you don't give to receive something, but God is always testing the heart to see, are you willing to turn the other cheek? And the minute you now hold back from doing what he's asked you to do, you get yourself in sticky waters. Because I'm not saying that there's a blessing, but you know there's a blessing that's attached to obedience. So you just don't want to find yourself in that position. Cool. Okay, so let's go.
So Kyle said, communicate to the other person about what your love language is. Yep, good. Definitely. I've never bought a gift for any man besides my brother. Okay, why should women give men gifts or buy them things in exchange for something else?
Okay.
That's a good one.
It's a good one.
It's about sacrificial giving of yourself. Good. In the same way you sacrificially give to God out of love, not convenience.
Love that.
Yep.
Love that.
No, I don't like okra. Only when it's cooked in a particular way. And only mum has done that. So everybody else, I'm just like, yo, it's cool.
Do you know what? 90% of the time, it can't be the same as yours. It can't be. It really can't be.
I still don't get hubby's love language. Why can't it just be the same as mine?
Because
he's not you.
But do you know what?
What is your parents' love language?
Partners'
language is touch, and you're not married yet. Well, we're gonna deal with that one.
So the love language
that is juicy.
That is asking about the love the question that came. We had a question basically about touch. We're gonna get into that, but
not today.
Not today. We're still talking about gift giving, but
you gotta wait until that
come
session.
to that question. We will come to that
and
question.
We purposefully did not do it first before Valentine's Day. Purposefully.
But I want to just say, guys, honestly, I agree with everything that's come up. Yeah. I do think it's about how you show that love, the sacrificial love, the choices that we make, and the fact that the person's and you live with the person. And their love language is not the same as yours. You have to find your best ways to communicate with them. Find your best ways to reach them, because.
But I don't even think necessarily it's about reaching them. Obviously, you will reach them, but I think the foundation of it is pretty much what Carl said. It's about you have to communicate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you have to actually say, no, actually, this is my love language. Do you know what I mean? And the thing is, it's something that you have to continually ask. That's what we've learned, even like starting this series. Yeah. Because it changes. Do you get what I mean? Like right about now, quality time. I just want to chill. Do you know what I mean? I don't want no madness. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. But before it wasn't that at all. When we just got married, I ain't gonna say nothing. But do you understand what I'm saying? It changes over time.
Hi guys.
It changes over time, but I think
does.
it's
It really
the
does.
continual like communication of it. Do you know what I mean? Because when
Yeah.
I'm gonna take it back now to like when we were single, because I think it's really important for us to
Yes.
talk about like gift giving. Because the problem is, you know, Gary Champman does like a great job like talking about love languages, and I know he has a book specifically for singles.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? But when I read the book, I read the full one. Do you understand? So I was just like, yo, Gary, I ain't married yet, you know. But I think it's really important because a lot of the principles that he takes out of that, I just kind of said to myself, look, I've got to apply this in my own life. And gift giving was a very, very, very like serious one because there were particular gifts that I would not buy Siobhan.
And I was really upset.
Siobhan was upset with me about a load of things during our dating because I was the security guard. I was the taskmaster, I was the museum keeper. I wasn't letting nothing.
He was coming through the cinema with the flashlight.
Listen, I was like, yeah, what is that, a Nando's packet? No, you can't eat that in the cinema, I get told. So, do you know what I mean? So because my thing is, I think, and I learned this from my sister, you know, because she gave me that book, Boundaries in Dating, and it completely transformed my life because I was just like, look, I've got to guard this thing. Do you know what I mean? It's really important that you guard your relationship because you're not just guarding your relationship from yourself.
Yeah.
You're guarding it for what you want it to be in the future. Do you understand? I've always said that, you know, crown jewels, things that are valuable are always kept under lock and key.
Yeah. They're not accessible to all.
Things that are valuable are always kept under lock and key in some way. Even the presence of God.
Yes.
Even the Holy of Holies was kept under lock and key. And only one person heard that key.
Sorry.
Only one person could only you know what we need? We need that app.
That little
you know,
app.
the one that gives you the music. So only one person could enter the presence of God once a year.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I think those principles is what we use to kind of say, you know what, this right here, this temple, everything that is in me, everything that God's given to me is too valuable to allow myself to, you know, corrupt myself and potentially, you know what I mean, my spouse, just because, you know, I wanted to get some. Do you know what I mean? It's really, it's mad.
So what we had to do, and we're going to give you guys a couple of practical tips.
Yeah.
What we had to do is we had to go through our lives and look at any gifts we had received from previous partners.
Burn them.
And we had to sever ties. Okay, like, and I'm not even gonna lie to you because
we're being so serious.
Ulrich, he received like jewelry, and
I had a teddy bear, mate. What?
Those things.
I had. Oh yeah, the.
Yes. Those things needed to be removed.
And when you're young, you just think it's just a gift. Do you know what I mean? But nah, man, have to cut it. If you're really showing love the way God intended, then you want
That's
to
true.
love
That's
God
very
just as
true.
much. Yeah,
That's very
somebody
true. So
that
true,
calls
Arlene.
you, give it them. Yeah, very true.
Yeah, absolutely.
100%. 100%.
Oh, it's Arlene.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Marlene.
Yes,
Arlene.
I am Arlene Small.
No, I
You
read
didn't read it.
Marlene, sorry.
Anyway,
But
but yes,
yes.
guys. So we had to really guard what it was that we were doing. So we had to So like Siobhan said, we had to get rid of all gifts that we had received from previous partners, no matter how innocent it was.
Yes.
Because those things, why are you keeping it?
Yeah, it's like a memory
It's like,
of
do you know
what
what I mean?
didn't quite make it.
Yeah,
Just,
it was
you're starting
crazy.
something fresh, and
Even-
you want to safeguard your relationship.
Yep.
That you're not having any ties to any outside things. And just to answer this question, gifts and like inanimate objects are not soul. You can't have soul ties with them, but you can have connections with them and memories with them that can conjure up different things. And what you want is you want the person in your life to feel like they have primary spot. As in, oh Rick, you are here in my life and you're not sharing this spot with somebody else. I'm not thinking, oh, this person would have done this. I'm not comparing you against somebody else.
Absolutely.
You are paramount, and before you there is just God, and now there is you, and this is how we're rolling. You're not having to compete, and I think it's about it's another measure of safeguarding your relationship.
Yeah, 100%, definitely. And that was just the first point. The second point was we had to categorize our gifts because there were particular things that we did not need to buy each other.
Yeah.
Now, example, I did not buy Siobhan and I didn't let her buy me any kind of perfume or cologne. I didn't do it. Why? Because this is how we see it. And guys, honestly, you know, this is I, not the Lord. But if you are convicted by what I say, then bless ye the Lord.
Yeah.
But the reason why we did not buy perfumes and stuff is because, and it's simple, if the relationship does not work out, you now have a perfume which is connected to the person that you were with. So in whichever sphere, I don't know about you guys, but
for some people,
the
the
scent of a perfume takes me back to memories. Just like music, you know, you're walking down and you hear a little tune, you're like, yo, that was me in year 6, you know?
Yeah.
Same thing with scents and stuff like that. It triggers. Like, there's a particular perfume that I don't even want Siobhan to have. I wouldn't even buy it for her, simply because it connects with a particular couple of individuals, and now
wave and just let it go. Just let it go.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
But this is not to say that you guys can't do what you're doing. We're not saying don't do it. These are the safeguarding measures that we put in place. So we tried to make sure that when we were dating, especially in dating and in courting, that we gave gifts to each other that were to edify their spirit and their walk with Christ. Not
lingerie
and
personal items. That's for married folk, yo.
Like we wanted to safeguard those things. So we wanted to make sure, okay, cool, I know that you're studying, I don't know, graphic design, so how can I help you with maybe an Adobe package, or how can I help you with
an art book or a sketchbook, or
you know, like something that's not communicating
like you guys are married and stuff. I think for me that was just it. You have to start thinking, although you may be en route to getting to married, you're not married yet.
Yes.
And that is one of the key things. I mean, we need to start talking about engagement and stuff like that anyway. But you have to remember, until the ring is on the finger, you are not married yet. Because a lot of people, as soon as the ring goes on the finger, it's like, but we're going to get married anyway. But no, because under God, you are still single.
It's true. Any area or smell can do that. And that's why I say it comes down to the person, like what smells do to different people. Because if you are a big thing on like what smells do for you, know your limits. For you, it may not be smells, it may be songs. For you, it may be other things. But
it's just about being aware. Know thyself, but just being completely aware of potential triggers. And I think for me, it was just like, shut it down, because we can't. And the thing is, we could have a relationship without all of those things.
And that's also another thing.
It challenges you.
Exactly. It challenges you to take some of the senses out of it and still be just as functional in your relationship. 100%. Because when you get to certain difficult seasons in your life, when you can't have the things that you've always wanted,
preach it.
How can you still make it work? How can you still make your lifestyles marry together and uphold each other. Sorry, I'm just reading this one here. You have to be wise and recognize your triggers. If you know what they are, then you can be sensible and not make yourself easy prey to the enemy. And it's exactly that. 100%. When you know what your trigger is, you're not going to start putting yourself in them kind of positions.
Yeah, but sometimes, and the reason why we keep emphasizing this is because I've been there, where you think that you're strong enough.
And then
where you think, no, I can handle that.
I
can do that. Oh, come on, man. Nah, man's strong, man's strong. And then you get in there and it's like, yo. And it's like I say it all the time. It's like when you take a wrong turn on the M25 or on a motorway. When you take that wrong turn, that
it's so hard to come off.
It's going to be a long thing until you get off the next one. So, and sin is powerful, temptation is powerful.
It's real.
It's a very powerful thing.
Yeah.
He's a lion seeking whom he may devour. That whole scripture is talking about, I don't know if you saw those like wildlife shows, like not back in the day, it's still on like BBC One, where the lion is like looking for food, and it's always looking for the one bull or something that's lagging behind, or a little young one. And that's literally what the Bible was trying to say when the Bible says that the enemy is like a lion, because he's seeking for you. He wants to get you, but he's waiting for you to get to the point where you're at your kind of weakest, where you're kind of like, yeah, I think I can do it, and then boom, gets you.
How do you categorize music when it comes on the radio? I think you have to safeguard the radio stations you're listening to. You get down to and I remember getting to the very, very similar position where I had to start changing where I was going with things, listening, filtering through and saying, okay, cool, these radio stations are not playing the things that are edifying me. Maybe I just need to put a playlist together and go from there and play what's on my phone or play what's on the playlist and things like that. You have to start switching things off and knowing that this is why you're doing it, because God sees your heart. He sees your sacrifice, whatever in whatever capacity you're making that sacrifice. But just coming back to giving of gifts and receiving of gifts, especially with what Ulrich has shared, the decisions that we made to safeguard our relationship at the beginning was to choose not to give some gifts at that time, but that doesn't mean that it's withheld forever.
Exactly.
It's just saying for a season.
For wherever you're at in the relationship.
Exactly.
And that's where you gotta have to sense.
Yeah. And then when you believe that you're ready and the time has now come, you can now open the floodgates and enjoy.
Open the floodgates. That sounds so wrong, babe.
Enjoy those things. No, but that's the point of it. The point isn't that you're saying, we're Christian and we have to abstain from all these. Like, you're human. You can still enjoy the things of love and relationships and so on and so on.
So Karen said, what was the best gift you gave each other? I think my most memorable gift that I gave to Siobhan was when I paid for a whole day photo shoot.
Yeah.
That was my most memorable one. And I got her best friend to take her and do shoots with her as well.
Yeah. That was really,
pretty
really,
cool.
really, really lovely.
That was pretty cool.
Ulrich has had a couple. He got to drive a Ferrari.
Oh, the Ferrari. Yeah, that was good.
That was a really nice one.
That was good.
He so I'll tell you one. I broke the rules.
Jeez.
And we were dating.
Were we?
We were courting or engaged, one of the two. And I paid for Ulrich to have a massage, but he had, not me, but the masseuse gave him a massage, and that was kind of like.
It was borderline. Like it just made it. You know what I mean? You know like when you're at the supermarket and you can't find the code and it's just like, where's the? It's like, dude, just made it in.
But I was like, well, no, it's done now. You're not gonna turn them away.
That's too funny.
Knocking on your door. These are the things. I the point is, we say all of that to say that nothing is innocent. Nothing should be overlooked. It shouldn't be that you think, oh yeah, let's not have sex, and then don't realize, oh yeah, but love is still expressing itself in these other areas, causing other issues to arise.
Yep.
And one of the things that we said was, right, okay, we're going to safeguard our relationship by not giving certain gifts until a certain time. And then we're going to safeguard our relationship by saying to each other, giving of gifts means this much to me. So we're not going to go like all out and spend like crazy money on giving each other gifts, because in this current climate, and we were young when we got married anyway, we were just like, I'm aware of what this costs, and the cost of that doesn't demean or communicate what the love is. So we had to make sure that we understood the fine lines about buying love and giving love and giving gifts that count more so than anything else.
Definitely.
I'll never forget when we were celebrating our first anniversary of dating each other, having made it to 1 year. I went out and I spent almost £150 on a gift, and he hated it. And then I spent a few hours on making something else, and he loved that thing, and it was that thing that stood the test of time, whereas the thing that I bought,
what was it? Don't say it was the fish tank.
the fish tank.
Who buys their boyfriend a fish tank, guys?
I bought a fish
Who?
tank, and I said, I'm gonna buy 2 fish. And you're
that's
gonna
what
keep
she
it at your
wanted.
house.
That's what she wanted. That was our first manifestation of what she
It was
wanted.
small. It wasn't big. It wasn't big. It was a
A
small fish tank.
Fish tank,
Listen,
guys.
we had a
was
conversation
like,
at one
what
point
the-
that he didn't have pets and so on and so on. And I said, you know what? We should have a fish tank that we keep at your house, and that
We should have.
it's a boy and a girl, and we can look after them and say, oh, how's this one doing, and things like that.
See that?
And he didn't.
That's a
and he was
classic
like-
case of
he
what
laughed
she
about it at the
wanted.
time.
She tried to buy it for me, and then because I rejected
So
it.
I bought no, but it's real serious. It's real serious. Fish tank, the pebbles that go at the bottom, proper like.
It was a nice fish
really,
tank.
Really
She proper.
nice.
She went and bought like a leaf background. She,
Everything. I went
she
in on this
sellotaped
gift.
it.
This
She
proper.
went.
It looked lovely.
And I just couldn't. I
And
couldn't
he
fake
put it in the
it.
attic.
I couldn't fake
He
it,
was just
guys.
like.
I was just like, what? I was like, where is that even going in my room?
And I was like.
And she was like, you can put it under the windowsill. I'm like,
Okay, so guys, just
Guys.
in my house there was like 4 kids and my parents. Yeah.
okay, wait. Before you continue, in her house, they had a massive fish tank.
Yes. And it's
Massive.
therapeutic just looking at the fish.
But do you see what's
So-
happening?
so,
She's digging her own grave. Based on what we've been talking about today,
Yeah.
she is giving what she wants to receive.
It was 1 year in, guys. This was our first year, okay? So,
No.
just letting you guys know, this is what happened.
Communicate.
I got him the fish tank,
Ask.
and he didn't like it.
Ask family
He
members.
didn't set it up. He did not, because you have to set it up first, let the water acclimatize before you can even add the fish. He put it in the attic, and I kid you not, guys.
I know.
The fish tank came.
See, Arlene's even agree with me. No, baby girl.
No. The
Why
fish
am I in a
tank
boyfriend of fish
did
tank?
not get used until we were in year 7 of marriage. I'm so serious. This is how much he hated the fish tank.
It's not hate.
It stayed in the attic.
It was not
Even
practical.
after we were married for 7 more years. He was just like, get it out of it. So
Guys,
we started using it.
Practical.
And then
I thought I
it started
taught her.
leaking
Practical
because
gifts.
it had been left for so long. It started leaking, so we couldn't even use it anymore. The fish died. We had to throw it away. It
No,
was
we
just
did
long.
use it. We had it here.
We did, and it was leaking. It was leaking down the walls, and we put it near the television, and there was loads of wires, and we just had to throw it away. Anyway, I move on to say, with that gift, so I gave that gift, but I also
Arlene's cracking me up. Oh my gosh,
yeah, because
guys.
also he was like, so what? I have to clean the fish tank. I'm gonna clean the fish tank, and so because he wouldn't clean the fish tank, we had all kinds of problems. So we had to just get rid of it, and
Oh
we
my
never got another
God.
pet after that.
Oh my god.
But I say all of it to say, guys,
Oh, wow.
I also gave
That is
another
funny.
gift with that gift. And the gift was, it was like a plaque. And it said, building a relationship for God to dwell.
Beautiful.
In the center, because that was a word that God gave us. And then it had January through to the December, and it had Escovitch fish are killing me. And then it had a post-it of something memorabilia from a date that we went on any day of that month. Oh, so something from January we did, something from February, so on and so on. Yeah. And he treasured that.
Yeah, it was beautiful, man.
That
was the heart, man.
That one.
That fish thing, she missed it, man.
Big money just went down the drain for no apparent reason.
She missed it.
But the gift that made the biggest impact didn't cost a penny. Ooh. It was literally ticket stubs, cinema stubs, receipts from places we went to eat.
That was beautiful.
It was just like
it was really good. Like she proper thought about it. Even like a tea, because we used to travel to Poland, like a lot. And there was this. I used to have this tongue that I used to drop, like back in the day, and I used to go Robos. And there was a tea in Poland that was called Robos, and she bought it and she stuck it on there. So it was like, do you know what I mean? It was really thoughtful. And that's Siobhan. She's a gift giver. That's how she's wired. But I try to be like her, but I fail miserably. Yeah, we thank God. You know, we're speaking out of experience. Do you know what I mean? That's why so much power is on this live. So
fish that should be coming to anyone's house should be Escovitch.
Fried. Thank you, Arlene. Oh, it's so good. Oh, you know how many years like I've had to hold this story in and just feel so bad. Oh, I'm so glad you got my back. Trust me, man. When I saw that thing, I was like, I didn't know what to do, and people tell me about my facial expressions all the time. I couldn't hide it. I was just like,
he hated it. I remember coming home and talking to my mum and dad, and my mum was like, "So what did he think?" And I was like, "He hated it."
It's a fish tank. Our 1 year anniversary, you know.
Yeah, it was a lot of things.
Sorry, guys. We're just like reminiscing.
So.
Yes.
Yeah.
But guys, we're gonna finish this live because we're just gonna keep laughing and just carrying on stupid. No, but in all seriousness,
fishes are cute.
Yeah, fishes are cute, and I believe when we go to when we buy our next house, we're definitely gonna
have a fish tank.
Accommodate fish tank. I'm just gonna make sure that she looks after them. Do you know what I mean? Actually, no, I will look after them because when I leave you to look after them, they die. So I think that needs to shift. But yes, guys, gift giving is such a powerful thing before and after marriage. And it is something that, you know, we are supposed to do because the God that we serve, for those of you who believe in Christ, you know, the whole ethos behind it is about giving. And so love has to be at the center of everything that we do. But in order to love correctly, we need to ask the right questions. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And sometimes that's the hardest part of any relationship is to actually ask, like, what do you want? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And obviously we're gonna come to physical touch, and we're gonna get right into that because cheese. There's a whole asking for things in the bedroom. Cheese. There's a whole married people get ready. But guys, it's Valentine's Day on Sunday. Yeah. To all the single people, make sure you behave yourselves. Don't do anything that we wouldn't do. Praise the Lord, hallelujah. Keep it holy, keep it locked in God. Have an amazing Valentine's weekend. Yes. And although we don't celebrate love on Valentine's Day, because we celebrate love every day. God is love. Because of God's love towards us. Let's remember that the true meaning of love is God. Yes. Because God is love.
Absolutely.
Not Brother Valentine.
Yeah. Do take the time to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Whatever you end up doing on Sunday.
100, guys. Thank you for listening. We appreciate you guys.
I hear you. I feel you. It's not nice. It's not nice. You got to have a couple of those bombs though to appreciate when you do get it right.
Hallelujah. What a bomb. But we'll resurrect the tank. We'll resurrect the tank. I promise you. Seriously. When we have our lives in the next year or so, next year, I'll testify. We say, guys, look what we've got.
It's the fish tank.
For all the 8 people who connected to that live in 2021.
Well, no, it's not the 8 because it's the 20,000 that's going to watch it. But in Jesus' name, we'll see it.
Glory. Somebody shout.
Bye, guys.
See you guys later.
See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.